Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Wednesday Facebook Live tutorial. If you are joining me the very first time, we have people coming on Instagram. Thank you so much for your patience. If you're joining me for the very first time, my name is May Yo Silvers. I am the owner of M2 Hospitality, a multiple six-figure event planning company. I'm also the founder, event mentor, and coach for events for anyone, where we help event planners, event designers, event decorators to start and grow the event planning company into a multiple six-figure profit business like mine. Hey, Teresa. Hi, Siobhan. Hi, Anne. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. I know quite a few of you are jumping on now. If you are watching me on Facebook, please make sure you click on the StreamYard link so I can see your name. If not, just make sure you type your name so I know who I'm talking to, okay? Welcome, my YouTube subscribers, my LinkedIn subscribers. All these are streaming at the same time. Okay, so today's topic, we're going to talk about why assuming the sales may not be the best sales strategy, especially when you are in a sales conversation. First and foremost, let's talk about what does assuming the sales mean. If you have been on social media and you have come across those sales coach, okay, those people who teach you how to sell, okay, especially those who say that who can teach you how to sell high ticket items, they will tell you to always assume the sales. You have to assume the sales when you're in a sales conversation, okay? That may not be a bad thing to do in a sales conversation, but I think they left out the other part, okay, that is more critical than assuming the sales. It goes hand in hand, but assuming the sales is only 50% of the equation. That's another part that needs to happen at the same time so that you can actually get the sales. How do I know? Because I used to sell high ticket items, $25,000 ticket items, cold call sales, okay? $25,000 cold call. And I have invested in a sales coach that is high five figures. So I know what I'm talking about, all right? So to fast forward to give you an idea why I say that, and then I'm going to go down to the nitty gritty. Why assuming the sales is only 50% of the equation? The other 50% is the first part, you are assuming the sales, okay? You are assuming that the customer is going to buy from you. You are assuming that you got this in the bag. It's a done deal. That's your assumption. But is it really happening on the other side of the sales conversation? Is your potential client also assuming that they're going to buy from you? No, the assumption is from you, but the assumption is not from them. So you may assume the sales, but they may not be assuming that they want to work with you. So the other 50% that needs to happen when you're assuming the sales is you have to create opportunities for the potential client who's having this sales conversation with you to also assume that they only want to work with you and no one else. So when you assume the sales and they assume that they only want to work with you and no one else, that's when the sales happen. You can assume the sales all day long, but if they don't come to the assumption themselves that they only want to work with you, you got no sales. And that is when you run into a situation where, remember those times that you have a very arrogant, very pushy salesperson who's like, come on, this is for you. Why wouldn't you buy it? This is a no-brainer. Of course you need this. Of course I'm the best person. Remember those conversations you had with those kind of super pushy salesperson? They are assuming the sales to an extreme, okay? They forgot the other part that they also need to create this environment that during the sales conversation, that the other party also have to make the assumption that they only want to work with you. Okay, so now let's go back to why I say that it may not be the best strategy. Why I didn't say that it is not a good strategy. Assuming the sales is a good strategy if you combine the other side, which is what I just mentioned to you. But if you don't, okay, let me just stop very quickly. I see a lot of eyeballs on Facebook. Okay, say hi over here because you're very quiet and I'm not seeing you on the chat. So the other, I didn't say that it is not a good sales strategy because it is a good sales strategy, assuming the sales, but it has to couple with what I just mentioned just now, which is you have to create an environment for the other party at the other side of the sales equation, which is your potential client, to also come to the assumption, okay, that they want to hire you. So assuming the sales is a good start, especially for those of you who do not have a lot of confidence in a sales conversation. Remember, in a sales conversation, the person who has the highest level of conviction is going to win. That means they are so convinced in their thoughts, okay? They're so convinced in their thoughts and in their deliverance, that person is going to win. So it's either you or the potential client. So when you're assuming the sales, you're having this inner conversation with yourself, okay? You're having this inner conversation that, of course, people want to buy from me because the services and the product that I'm offering is number one, can solve their problem, can solve the challenge that they share with me. And number two, I'm so confident that I can not only solve their problem or whatever they share with me, okay? I can even elevate what they're trying to do. So it's a no-brainer that they will buy from me, that they will only want to work with me. So when you're having this inner conversation that you're so convinced that even you will buy from yourself, that's the most important thing. If you can't even convince yourself to buy from yourself, okay? And I do not like to use the word convince, but in this case, I will. If you try to pitch to yourself about your own services and your product, and you don't think you will buy from yourself, there is no way you will have a conversation that you will be able to have that kind of conviction to get someone to buy from you. End of story. So now go back and start thinking, okay, my services and my products, the pricing that I'm at, my capability, my experience, how I handle my clients, how I do an event, the service I deliver, the end product I deliver, will I buy from myself? Will I buy from myself at this price point? If you can't even say a definite yes, of course, it's a no-brainer, then it's going to be very difficult for you to be confident in the sales conversation. So, and it will be even more difficult for you to assume the sales, okay? You will have to come to this point that you know that you will buy from yourself. That's when you know that, of course, it's a no-brainer. Of course, anyone will want to buy from me. So when you assume the sales, when you have this inner conversation with yourself, you will have this confidence when you are in a sales conversation. That is what I meant, that this is a good strategy, but it's not the complete strategy in a sales conversation. Once you master this part, okay, assuming the sales, having this inner dialogue with yourself that it's a no-brainer, that everyone will want to buy your product, everyone will want to hire you, then you'll be able to show up more convincing, and you don't even have to convince because of your energy, your vibe, because of the belief in yourself and the belief in how you're going to deliver is so strong, it's a no-brainer that they will believe in you. All right. So you need to master that part. That's why assuming the sales is a great strategy, but we need to follow up. The other part, that how can we create a conversation? How can we create an environment for them to also come to the assumption that they want to work with you? This is when you have to start asking questions, okay? A lot of times, this is the part that many people do not follow through. That's why you may not like sales, because it has been done to you by a salesperson who did not follow through. So they are super confident and they appear like they're pressuring you to make the purchase because they kept saying that they're so good. How can it go wrong? Why would they not want to work with you? So they're giving that kind of pressure because they're assuming the sales too much and not follow through with a different conversation. So if you put yourself in this position and apply what I'm going to teach you, you want to create an environment, and after you have shown them your value in terms of your conversation, you paint them a vision, how you can help them, how your solution or your product, okay, and how your deliverance of the service and the product is going to help them solve the challenge that they have shared with you, you will have to ask more questions. Now, for instance, I'm going to do a quick role play. So after I've shared with my potential client what I can do for them and how the end result is going to look like, I can assume the sales by saying that I think that I'm the best person. Based on what you have shared with me, I'm the best person at this point in time. Based on our conversation, that I have the solution for you. Or if you don't feel confident to say that I'm the best person, you can say that based on what you have shared with me, okay, I strongly believe that I have the solution or the product and the experience, okay, and the right resources and the team, whatever you have in your arsenal, okay, that I will be able to not only solve the challenge that you share with me, but even elevate the event to the next level. So in my mind, I think it makes sense that we should be working together. I'm assuming the sales. All right. In this case, I just did the perfect role play for you. But now we are going to let them, we're going to let them tell us that they're going to assume that I'm the best person. So once you end that conversation by saying that I believe that I'm the best person to be able, or I believe that I have all the things that is required to deliver the product or the service that you're looking for, what do you think? You want to be able to ask them back. A lot of people are afraid to ask that question because they're not confident. They're afraid to get rejected. They're afraid that they will get a no. So what do? They say, let me send you a contract. Okay, let me send you a contract and then let me know if any questions. How many of you actually have done that? Right? Or let me send you a proposal and you want to cut the conversation short. You don't even dare to ask them, does it make sense that we should be working together? Because you're afraid of getting a no. All right? This is the critical mistake here. That's why you spend so much time, wasting so much time in sending a proposal and a contract without having a verbal yes. Okay? So this is how I do it. I ask, so based on what you share with me, I think I'll be able to not only deliver, but exceed expectation. What do you think? I ask this question. I'm not afraid, okay? I'm not afraid to ask this question. What do you think? You want to encourage them to tell you their thoughts because this is the only opportunity that you have to handle any form of objection, all right? You do not want to handle objection after you send a proposal or a contract because they may ghost you, or they may not even want to come on a call with you. They just email back and forth, and sometimes it's lost in translation. So you say, what do you think? And when I do that, it gives the opportunity for the potential client to agree with me. Yes, you are right. Based on what you said, I think we should work together. Or they say, based on what you said, I still have some questions. And then that gives you the opportunity to handle whatever questions they have at that point in time, not after you send a proposal or the contract. So when I do that, they have the opportunity to not feel, to say yes or no. So there's no pressure in this whole conversation. There's no pressure to buy because I'm giving them an out, an option to say no. So they could say that, after listening to you, I'm not so sure we are a good fit. Or after listening to you, I have some questions. Or after listening to you, I agree with you. I like what I'm hearing. Okay, I like what I'm hearing. But then they give the opportunity to do objection, handle objection. Or they could just say that, yes, after listening to you, I think we are a good fit. I think it makes sense that we should work together. Okay. Now, you not only want, you don't want to just stop there. Why? I'll explain to you. So when they say, I think that we should work together, right? So that is them 50% being convinced. All right. 50% convincing themselves that I should work with this person. Let's go all the way and make it 100% so that it's a done deal. So what I do is I ask them again, oh, that's lovely to hear. Can you share with me, why do you think it's a good fit? I know why I think we are a good fit. Can you share with me, why do you think it's a good fit and you would like to work with me to do this event? Why do you think that I'm the person for you? The reason why I ask this question is I want them to say it out loud to themselves. You are a good fit because ABC, XYZ. The moment they say it out to themselves why they want to hire you, that means they come to the conclusion that they want to hire you. This conclusion is derived by them and not derived by you. When this conclusion is derived by them, that means they don't argue. There is no remorse when they make that decision because they have already think it through and they are verbalizing it. Why it's a good decision to hire you. When you don't give them this opportunity, they're just thinking everything here. So even they say that, yeah, I think it's a good fit. And then when they say, oh, okay, then let me send you the contract. Okay, let me send you the contract. And then they get the contract, time has passed. They may backtrack. But if we tackle this on the phone call, they say that, oh yeah, I think we are a good fit. Now tell me, why do you think we are a good fit? You're a good fit because you know what you're doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have the time to do this, nor do I have the desire to want to do this. You got my vision and your pricing is good. And, I've spoken to other people, or even if they don't speak with anyone, it says, you give me a good feeling, right? I like you. So they are giving reasons to justify to themselves why they are going to invest in you, why it's worth to invest in you. Nobody argue amongst themselves, okay? So by them, they do not argue with their own words. How many times you argue against yourself when you say you want something? So you want to create the opportunity for them to say it, to justify to themselves. Once they justify to themselves, the chance for them to back out is very, very slim. So once they say that, oh yeah, I want to hire you because of ABC, XYZ, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay, whatever reason, that's when you know that you got them already. 99%. Because I always say that as a salesperson, it's not a done deal until I have a signed contract and the money is in my bank. Okay. So you can verbalize it all day long, but if I don't see a signed contract or the money is not in my bank, the deal is not done. But we're going to try our best in a sales conversation to close the gap so that they come to the conclusion that they want to work with you. Okay. Is everybody clear on this? How many of you actually have done this in a sales conversation? I'm curious. I'm curious to hear. I'm curious to see in your comments. How many of you actually have done this sales strategy? Have your potential client tell you why they want to work with you? Why do they think that you are the best person? Why they only want to work with you and not someone else? Okay, share with me, right? Because if you haven't done it, and then now you start thinking, why I didn't close that sale? What happened? You might want to try this new strategy. Okay. All right. So yes, if somebody's on Facebook saying not me, and then quite a few of you over here as well. So let me ask you. Okay, so let me ask you, go back and think. Go back and think through your sales conversation. Why didn't you close certain people? Okay. Because maybe assuming the sales didn't happen, you were not confident in your deliverance. So if this part is not done right, the second part is not going to happen. So assuming the sales must happen first, coupled with the other part of the strategy, which is leading them to assume, to make the assumption themselves, the potential client, to make the assumption themselves that they only want to work with you and no one else. Okay? Very, very important. Now, quick announcement is for those of you who needs help in doing sales, all right? Tomorrow, we have a pop-out 1-hour workshop, which is the theme is slaying sales. It's going to happen inside Zoom, all right? And you have to register for it, okay? And there's no replay, okay? And the theme is called Slaying Sales, the 3-step process to turn your lead from cold to close. I'm going to teach you the 3-step process on how can you turn someone who's just a follower, okay? Or maybe not even a follower. How do we get a follower and how do we turn this follower to a buyer? The 3-step process. I do that all the time. I use it every single day. And this is what I teach inside the mentorship program. If you want to register for this Slaying Sales 3-step process to turn your lead from cold to close, this is Zoom only. This is taught live only. There is no replay. And because I'm very transparent, there are some offers that I'll be dropping at the end of the session that we have never shared before. Brand new offers. So if you have been thinking that you want to work with us, but cost has always been a hindrance, okay, then this may be the session to attend. All right. So if you want to register, comment SLAY, SLAY, is inside Instagram, inside Facebook, and also, if you're watching me on LinkedIn and YouTube, comment SLAY or send me a DM so I can register you. All right. So somebody, yep. Perfect. Carrie, doing a good job. All right. I'm just reading a comment on Instagram. All right. So thank you so much for your time today. Once again, if this is something that you find value, make sure that you let other people know. Our Events for Anyone Facebook group is a super dope group that we teach really good content. Share my Instagram handle with other event planners. Same thing with my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Don't forget to listen to our Unstoppable Eventrepreneur podcast. And if you want to sign up for our Slaying Sales, make sure you connect with your concierge or comment SLAY, and we get you all taken care of. All right. Thank you so much for your time today. And I will be on vacation starting next Monday. So I will be gone for the whole month of June, going back to Singapore with Mia. So we will not be coming on live on Wednesdays for the next couple of weeks, but we will be dropping some really, really good videos that I have pre-recorded, so you will still be able to learn even in my absence. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And I will talk to you again when I come back from Singapore. So on June 28th, that's when I will come on live again. Thank you, everyone. Have a good rest of your Wednesday.